I'm out in one of our tree planting projects where we thinned last year. So these trees have been down just over a year. I did these in June, July, and finished early in August of 2023. And I'm going to cut firewood out here. This is really interesting. This looked like I really hammered it, but now a lot of shade out there to me. Anyway, our trees overhead all have room to grow. They've started filling in gaps up there already. But what's interesting here is how the damage on the ground just disappears. All this herbaceous growth that has come up makes everything disappear. When we were in school, the teachers would show us slideshows of various forestry practices, and one of the things I noticed then was you never saw any stumps. There'd be, they had a major cut, you couldn't see any stumps. Well, by the time you got there with the camera, weeds had grown up, you couldn't see a darn thing on the ground. And you can see how that cherry stump there has weeds around it. You got to be careful backing in between these rows that you don't get jammed up and hung up on a log. So before I backed in here, I would just walk back here to see where it was, and there was a cherry log laying right here. So I got the first one bucked up, and you see after 1 year we've got a little bit of degradation going on with the bark and the sapwood. You got some discoloration here, but it's not spongy yet, so it's still solid. I got hopes that piece is not too wet. I can feel a little moisture there, but not wet by any means. And you see we've got fungus there working on the bark. Another year, this bark will be breaking up and it'll be acting like a sponge. So through the fall and winter, I'm going to want to get out here every time the weather's decent and make more wood and get ahead of this in the barn. Try to get a lot of wood stacked up ahead. Because what happens is when this gets spongy, all this horizontal wood gets wetter and makes that break down. So anyway, we're gonna pick up a load here, get it to the house, and we can stick a moisture meter right in that and see what our moisture content is. And cherry dries fast. We'll split that, probably stack it right under the eave, and I know it'll be ready soon. Cherry gets ready real quick. Cherry and black oak, boy, those are my favorites. Black oak is really good if it's been standing dead for a while. So anyway, got to load up and we'll go check this at the house. Well, I went out to our thinning and got a nice little load of black cherry. This has been on the ground for a year, and so I brought out the moisture meter. Let's see, we were using this in a video yesterday. I'll stab this right in the middle and see where it's reading. It says 27 or 28%. That's not bad. Okay, that one came right up to 25%. Another 25%. 25%. Let's get out here in the sapwood and see what she looks like. Closer to 30, like 27, 28%. Hit one here. Hit one in the sapwood here. Okay, sapwood's between 25 and 30%. Get right in the middle. I'm running just over 25%. So what we'll do, that's not bad. We want to get it down under 20, and we've got plenty of time yet. So what we'll do, we'll split these down and stack them here alongside the house where they get good air circulation. They'll be under 20% before you know it, and by the time real cold weather gets here, they'll burn really nice. So anyway, now the important thing on these is that bark hasn't degraded yet. Water was still running off of it. You can see the bark is starting to degrade there. Once that goes, then you're then your sapwood will turn into a sponge. You see it's gotten some degradation there already. Let's see, and that is showing, oh yeah, where it's spongy. Where it's spongy, man, that's way up there, over 40%. The heartwood is still like 27%. Okay. We'll get this split, get her stacked, and in about a month we'll have wood you can actually use there. Okie doke. Thank you very much for visiting.